What's happening, gang? You are live back in the stash. I'm your co-host, Jesse Ibanez, flanked by my main slice, Jennifer Root. I think anytime I say your name, Jennifer, it's going to have to be like a root, and then you got to go like woot.
Woot!
You know? Real Talk Radio San Diego, hanging out with a panel of goodies for you guys today, talking about the future of San Diego, sustainability in San Diego, vision. I think we even went like celestial for a little while with my man Rick. He did a little vision quest with us. But now we're going to kind of drill down into, how would you put a frame around this, Jen?
Well, I would say, actually, I'm going to say, we are going to talk about sustainability. We're going to turn over the mic to Sunrun, who's going to shine some light on the situation.
It.
Basically help us understand where the future of San Diego is going as far as solar is concerned.
First, maybe a little bit about yourself, too, so we know what you guys are and what you do.
Yeah, my name is Harrison. I guess, have a background mostly in personal fitness and as well as natural health, nutrition, which makes sense that I'm now into the sustainability field. So I'm excited to just consult on people on how to save money, how to go solar, how to do all that stuff wrapped into one with Sunrun. So, that's why I'm here and I'm excited about it.
That is wonderful. So what got you started with Sunrun, and what was your passion that led you to Sunrun?
Ever since I was a kid, just looking up at the sun, it was innately, and probably innately in a lot of us, but the power of the sun, and realizing one day that, wow, we can actually harness the energy from this and make the world a better place and make it more sustainable. And the sun in general is really what led me to believe this. I've been, pretty passionate about sustainable energy and solar energy for the past couple of years, and finally had the opportunity to actually be a part of it. And, I'm living the dream right now as a result. So that's pretty much what led me here, and I'm excited about it big time.
That's awesome. How about you, Andrew? So what led you to Sunrun, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, thanks. So I've been in solar for 6 years, which in this industry we often equate to dog years. So we can call it about 40 years, I guess. I have a horticulture background, believe it or not. So my original concentration was landscape design and construction, and kind of stumbled into solar, but I'm so thankful that I did. Always had my eye on Sunrun, and they're really looked at really best in class for a number of reasons. Really giving an ultimate experience to their customers, quality work, obviously just their overall vision, which I'm excited to share and talk about as well.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about that then. So the vision of Sunrun and, kind of the overall theme of Sunrun, what would you constitute that as?
Well, our founders, Lynn Jurich and Ed Fenster, years ago wanted to create a planet run by the sun. So that's our vision in simple terms. What does that mean, really? Creating a better place, right? Improving air quality and giving people, homeowners specifically, a choice. A choice, number one, that they didn't realize they actually had, and really challenging the way that we generate and consume our energy today, right? We've been buying power for well over 100 years in a pretty dirty, I'm not going to say unreliable, but unsustainable method. And there's a better choice and a better way to do that.
Absolutely. So now, do you feel that the industry is a monopoly in a sense? When you say buying energy, what do you mean by buying energy?
Monopoly, yeah, I would kind of think it's one of the only allowable monopolies if we look at utilities. As far as solar is concerned, there's so many companies out there. We're the largest residential provider, and if you think of it this way, right, you whether you own or rent a home, you're calling the utility company once you move in. You need to power your home. Would you, Jen, rather pay less for a cleaner, more affordable source of energy, or would you just continue to buy power like you have just because you're used to it, and that's the way that you have been buying your power, which is dirty and not very predictable of how much energy you're paying?
Well, I always think less is more, even when it comes to money and when it comes to the environment as well, because the less of an impact we can make physically, if you will, I'm all about that. The impact I want to make is being conscious and, being remembered, not leaving dirt behind.
Yes.
So now there's a lot around solar that might be misunderstood. Is there any questions that you guys get from customers or anything that might kind of be a paradigm or misunderstood that you come across often?
Yeah, I mean, the first misconception is that it's really expensive, that you have to put up a lot of money to switch to clean solar energy, which is absolutely not the case. About 75% of the homeowners that are switching to solar are doing it with little to no money out of pocket.
Wow, that's amazing. So when there's little to no money coming out of pocket, how do you guys make money?
So we can be your utility provider. So exactly as you're accustomed to buying your energy today, you look at your units of energy. We call them kilowatt hours. We'll just call them units for the purpose of our conversation. You can go ahead and buy them from us. And so we'll maintain, you just buy the energy at a significantly lower rate than what you're currently buying your energy for.
Wow, that sounds pretty amazing. So now, does Sunrun do residential jobs, commercial jobs? Tell us about the projects you work on.
Yeah, thanks for mentioning that. So we're the largest exclusively residential solar provider. So we're only helping homeowners throughout the United States power their lives differently. We don't do commercial.
Excellent. Well, wonderful. Well, we are so excited to have you guys here with us today, and I wanted to turn it over to Jesse to pick the Sunrun brains over here.
Yeah.
If you have anything to cover.
That's kind of creepy. That's like Hannibal Lecter style. But what came up, I guess, for me, and I'd love to get maybe a little deeper understanding about this, is you've got buying them on one side. I mean them. I clarify. So buying the solar panels on one side, putting it on your house. And then the other prevailing modality seems to be when you lease them, right? So why would somebody choose one versus the other?
It really depends on what your goals are. You can absolutely buy a system, and the costs have gone down so substantially over the past 3 to 5 years that it's really a smart investment. If you choose to buy a system, it's a safe investment, as I mentioned, but it would be like getting a 12 to 18% return on your money that's safe, and it's hard to find that type of investment that's doesn't have the risk like the stock market.
Yeah, imagine that. And just like housing, that you got to pay it every month anyway. So it's truly a utility. So when you say it depends on goals, like, what are some good questions that somebody who looking into solar for the first time should be asking themselves in preparation of maybe meeting with you guys?
Yeah, so part of in working with Sunrun, it's a very consultative, conversational approach, and we need to figure out exactly what goals are. So some of those might be, how long do I plan on living in my home? Mm-hmm. Do I want to invest my money in a vacation? Where is it currently at? And is it better spent if we go ahead and invest it into solar? So some of the common questions that we get.
So let's say that if you own them and then you go to like maybe sell your home or something like that, that seems to make, that's an easy conversation to have, but it gets a little complicated if you are leasing them and you go to transfer your home, right? So let's say someone who owns a home, they're leasing the panels, they're getting ready to go sell. Like, what kind of integrated complexities do they need to be considering?
That's what's fantastic about Sunrun. We have an entire dedicated team that will not only educate the realtors, the new home buyers about the benefits of cheaper, cleaner energy, but it's an easy process. So if you're buying a home and one that has solar, since you're asking me, about kind of the no money down programs, in comparison to one without, the rate and the payment is significantly less. And so you take a look at comparable homes within a neighborhood and you say, would I rather have one with dirty, expensive energy that I have no idea what my energy costs will be, or would I choose one that's less expensive, that's controlled?
So the process of change of ownership is a simple one for you guys. Do you like qualify the new buyer?
Exactly. Yeah. So just a low credit score. Currently it's at 650. So if you can buy a house, I assume you have decent credit and would qualify for the program as well.
And what happens if the suitor, for some reason, the buyer, I should say more clearly, is able to get a loan so they can buy the house, but then they don't qualify with you guys?
So the team will kind of help throughout that process. There are some other options. So you can go ahead and prepay or buy the system outright and then roll in that cost into the added value of the home.
Got it.
So again, the team will kind of work with each person individually. We nationally, we have over 80,000 systems, and thousands of those homes have sold. I was listening into your last segment. We looked at kind of a national average of most homeowners live in their home traditionally about 7 years, but in Southern California and San Diego specifically, it's a little bit less. Yeah. So we're really accounting for that, not only to transfer it once, but possibly more than once, and it's a really simple process.
That is a phenomenal contribution to the conversation, you guys. I really appreciate you shedding some light on that, because I know that for a lot of folks that I talk to, it seems as though they get analysis paralysis about the whole thing. And if it's got panels, they love the concept of panels, but they get a little spooked as a buyer about what that might mean to them, and like integrated complexity, keeping it simple and stupid. And if you're a seller, sometimes you get a little spooked on the other end because you don't know what that's going to mean for you, anything like that. So evidence why you need a good team in your corner. And if you don't have one, you're probably going to want to call these guys over at Sunrun. Andrew Watt, Harrison Reed, sunrun.com, right?
Correct.
Or where can they catch you if they're calling you on a landline?
Hey, you can call us at 760-846-0800.
One more time, that's 760-846-0800. Stash Nation, we only got one leg left on this little journey. We're going to bring it back into full discussion with Eric Davey, Davey Architecture, and the crew from Sunrun. Real Talk Radio. We'll be right back.